Hello, everybody. Welcome to our final webinar. So it's very nice to have all of you here. Say hello in comments. As always, join me, and we will start. So, how are you today? How are you doing? Text me in the chat as always. I see not that many people joined, but I would like to see more of you. So, welcome here, please. So, say hello, tell me how are you doing. It would be great to have some comments in the chat. All right, and I think we can begin. So, first of all, let's have a look at today's topic. Yes. Hi, Alexandra. So today, at our final webinar, we are going to speak about articles and discuss some common mistakes and how to avoid them while preparing to the exam. So our topic articles is first, and I think we can start. So let's have a look at this sentence. As you see, there are plenty of gaps, and your task will be to put something in those gaps. I mean article A, N, the, or maybe just nothing. So, who can write this sentence correctly? I give you 1 minute. Let's try doing that. Okay, so you're welcome. Your ideas in the comments, please. Try to use some articles there. Hello, everybody who just joined us. So you should fill in the gaps using a, an, the, or nothing. And let's start checking. So Times Square, no articles, is a place. In New York, no articles. Tourists from all over the world want to visit the site. Okay, so I see some answers there already, and that is great that you know how to put them correctly. So then today we have more of it. Hi, everybody who joins us. Today we are going to speak about articles at our final webinar. So let's keep going. And here I have the general rules. So when it comes to indefinite article, неозначений артикль, we have two of them, a or an, and we use them with singular and only singular, countable and only countable nouns. Or speaking Ukrainian, лише з іменниками в однині і лише зі злічуваними. So, if we only can say that it can be one singular piece of something, then we use article a or an. Then we use article a or an when we speak about something for the first time. So you introduce your friend, for example, or you speak about, I don't know, your pet. You say, I have a cat, or I have a friend. His name is Johnny, or his name is Paul, and so on. But first of all, when you introduce something, object, person for the first time, it's always article a or an, неозначений артикль, with jobs and professions. So always, if you speak about occupation, I would even say не лише роботи, а також рід занять. He is a student. Article A. Or for example, she's a housewife. Домогосподарка. Again, article A, it's her occupation. Then, with certain numbers and expressions of quantity. For example, I have a bit of time, трохи часу. Or I have a little, for example, money. And then also article A. But that is more special rule. We will speak about it later. For now, let's focus on a definite article означений артикль, we have only one definite article, which is the. So look at this picture down below. If we say a or an, then any object from all the number works for us. For example, give me an apple. Дай мені яблуко. Будь-яке, any apple would work for me, would be fine for me. But if I say, give me the apple, I mean one and only one specific object there. So, not any apple, that one, that specific, give me the apple. All right, so summing that up, when we use that, we speak about something that was mentioned before. For example, open the book. Can teacher can say to you, tell you, yeah? So, open the book. Which book? The book from your subject, the book that you worked with before, and so on. Ту саму конкретну книгу. Then, for things that are unique, the sun, the sky, we have only one of them, so that's why we use article the. Or for example, close the door. Here, we won't go to our neighbor to do it, right? We will close the door of our house. So, in some area, this door would be specific or unique for us. Then, to refer to a specific person or thing, again, like the door or the window, I mean in my room and not somewhere else, yeah? In my friend's house. Then, with adjectives, that refer to a group. For example, the unemployed, безробітні, even though it's an adjective, unemployed, but using article the, I mark all the group of people. So I can say unemployed people or the unemployed, all these people together. Right. Also, we use article the when we speak about geographical objects, especially canals, deserts, island groups, mountain ranges, oceans, rivers, and sea. So pay attention. If we have one mountain only, we would say Mount Говерла. But if we have the group of mountains or mountain ranges, we would say the Carpathians or the Carpathian Mountains. The same with islands. If it's one island, we would say Madagascar, no article. But the Philippines, the Maldives, because we have a group of them. All right, the next rule, when we speak about people of a certain nationality. For example, the Italians, Италийцы altogether. When we refer to species, for example, the black rhino, чорний носоріг, meaning not one animal, but the group of animal altogether. Also, with superlatives, найвищий ступінь порівняння, the best movie I've ever watched, the most amazing place I've ever visited. And maybe one more rule, if you mark some, not one object, but the category of objects in general. For example, Alexander Bell invented the telephone. So you use a telephone every day to call your friends, but Alexander Bell invented the telephone, like unique and only one at that time. And when we mark all the category, the type of invention, article the. So we don't use any articles when. First of all, when we speak about abstract nouns, абстрактні іменники, so you cannot feel, you cannot touch, you cannot see it. For example, exercise, like тренування, is the key to a healthy life, or love is what every person needs, кохання, yeah? So it's hard to measure it somehow. It's completely abstract, so no article. And of course, with uncountable nouns. For example, water is a key to life on our planet? No article. Then, with cities, continents, countries, also days, lakes, languages, mountains, if it's a separate mountain, right? Or an island, if it's a separate island. Also school subjects, we don't use article. So people in Switzerland speak French as a language, German, Italian, and Romance. But pay attention, the German they speak, however, is different to the language they speak in Germany. So here we say та німецька, якою вони говорять, is different from general German. So English can be different. The English Australians speak sounds differently from general English. Also, we don't use any articles in expressions with transport. So we, for example, travel by plane, by car, by ship, and so on. Then, when we are at home, at school, at work, at university, and also if some criminals are in prison or in hospital as a patient, в роли пациента, then no article. But if you mean, for example, that my mother went not to school, but visited, for example, my school, then you may use an article to mark that she was just a visitor in one of those buildings. So I need to go to the hospital where my relative is right now, but he's in hospital. So I go to the hospital, до тої лікарні, де вони зараз, but they are in hospital like a patient. And pay attention that some countries actually need articles. It's easy to understand whether we need the or not, depending on the type of country. So if it's something like a collective name, збірне поняття, or it's some union, for example, or it sounds like plural, Netherlands, Nederlanden, kind of many, but still one country, yeah? Then we need article the. So, the United Kingdom of Great Britain. United, union. So, article the United States of America. Again, union, Сполучені Штати Америки. So, different states together. The Netherlands, kind of plural form. United, again, as you see. And with some types of republics, you also need article the. When? Look here, we again have the same rules, but maybe explain one more time. So, groups of islands or groups of mountains or mountain ranges, article the. Deserts, pusteli, article the. Seas, oceans, rivers, canals, article the. And names with, of, republic, states, kingdom. Again, you can look at the examples. And also plural names or places like Netherlands, Philippines, United States. All of them should contain article the before them. When it's a separate country or separate mountain or an individual island, we don't need any articles. One town, one city, never used an article. Regions, East Europe, Far East, California, Asia, no article. Continents, the same. Lakes, if it's one separate lake, no article. But if it's a group of lake, guess what? The Great Lakes, Великі озера, on the border of Canada and USA. Okay, good evening everyone who keeps joining us. Today we speak about articles and let's keep moving. So now it's your time to practice. Try to guess what should be used in the gap. So you just text with a number and then a, an, the, or just dash for nothing. So let's begin. Number 1. Isabella has been living in maybe something, Madrid, for 20 years. Okay, first answers, there they go. Right, no article there, it's a city. Number 2, I already see some answers. The Thames, because it's a river. Correct. Number 3. Number 3, the Netherlands. You have to remember, if the name of the country sounds like plural, article the. Number 4. In the Baltic Sea, because it's the name of a sea. Okay. Number 5. Tom spent his skiing holidays in the Alps, right? Number 6. So what about number 6? No article, actually. It's one separate lake, so we don't need any articles. Number 7. The highest mountain in the world is nothing. Again, one mountain, one lake, no articles, and one island. But a group of islands, a group of mountains, a group of lakes, article the. Be careful. Number 8. No article. Exactly. Europe is a part of the world. No article needed. Number 9. She's planning a trip to the Bahamas because it's a plural form or a group of islands. It's not one island there, right? Number 10. Okay, it's the deserts, pusteli, always article the. Number 11. No article, Crete is just one separate island. Number 12. Guys, just an exception. Remember that. And let's keep moving. Next topic today is quantifiers. So, how was school today? Too much information. Tell me, please, can we say too many information? Exactly, because information is uncountable, and we use much with uncountables, незлічуваними, many with countables, злічуваними. But a lot of or lots of can be used with both of them. What about little and few? Which of them is used with countable, злічуваними nouns? Is it little or few? So we use little with uncountables, незлічуваними, and few, yes, that is right, with countables, злічуваними. Okay, so here I have some more rules for them. So much for uncountables, many for plural countable nouns. Злічувані в множині. Then too much and too many, it's when there is more than necessary, занадто. For example, he asked too many questions. Він задавав занадто багато питань. For example, and a lot of. And lots of can be used with all of them. Pay attention in affirmative, стверджувальних, and negative sentences, and in questions. So a lot of can be used with all of them. While many and much, especially much, is usually used in negative sentences or questions. Do you have much time? Sorry, I don't have much time. Okay, so speaking of quantifiers, let's have a look here and you decide which is right. Number one, I have a little or just little money, so we can go away this year. So is it a little or just little? A little money, exactly. And what about number two? We have a little or little money in the bank, so we can't go on holiday. And here it's little. So just remember that even though they look almost the same, article means a lot. So when we say a little, that means enough for some purpose. For example, 20 hryvnias. That's not much money. But for example, oh, I have a little money, so I can buy some snack at the shop, right? У мене є трохи грошей. So we use it in a positive context. And the same 20 hryvnias, but you want to go to the cafe with your friends. Sorry, I have very little money, so unfortunately I can't order pizza. So for pizza, that would be little, мало, недостатньо. But for some snack, it would be a little money, трохи, достатньо. And that is what we use with uncountables. Now let's decide about the second column. There are a few, or maybe few seats on the plane, so you can still get a ticket. So few or a few? You think it's few. Oops. It's a few. You can still get a ticket, ти все ще можеш купити квиток. So there are a few seats. Там є ще трохи місць, лишилося. So it's a positive meaning. You can still go there. And number two, there are few seats on the bus, so we can't sit together. Мало, недостатньо місць. So if it has a negative context, meaning not enough for some purpose, then we use no article. So again, both of them are used for countable nouns, but a few has a positive meaning, meaning, yeah, that's enough, and few, not enough. So let's imagine you have 2 apples, and you have one friend. Will you say, I have a few apples, or I have few apples to eat together? You'd say, I have a few apples so I can share with you. Yeah, but the same 2 apples and you have 5 friends, you'd say, sorry, I have very few apples, so we'd better find some other snacks because that would be not enough. So now you're tasked to decide whether it's few, a few, little, a little. A number, and your answer. Let's go. Number 1. Maria isn't very popular at school. She's got very something friends. If she isn't popular and it's very, Then it's few, дуже мало, недостатньо. She would like to have more friends. She's got very few friends. Number 2, I've already been to Ireland. Number 2, a few times. Yes, exactly. So it's a positive context, like it's good that you traveled there. A few times, декілька разів. Nice. Number 3, he still has money, so he can go on holiday this year. A little, трохи, he can go, so it's a positive meaning there, right? Number 4, my mother gave us oranges. Shall we share them? Put your numbers. So, number 4, a few oranges, completely right. If you want to share, that means we have enough to share. All right, number 5, there was food in the fridge. It was almost empty. So there was little food in the fridge. Мало, недостатньо. It was almost empty. Not enough to eat. Almost empty, майже порожній. And the last one. She has money. She really can't afford to go out. So what's number 6? By the way, money, little or few? Can we count money? Guys, a good question to everybody. Can we count money or not? What do you think? Well, theoretically, yeah, you can count money, but you cannot say 1 money, 2 money, 3 money, right? It would sound like some nonsense. You can count hryvnias, dollars, euros, and so on. Banknotes, coins, whatever, but never money itself. So that's why we use only little or a little with money. Just remember that. Okay, let's keep moving. So now, when we speak about quantifiers, you definitely know that sometimes you need to use some or any and so on. Let's try to choose the correct option in each case. Number 1, you can stay in any or some of the hotels. They are all good. So what's number 1? In any hotel, meaning whatever hotel you choose, all of them are fine for you. So any, будь-який. What about number 2? I've got any or some good news for you. I've got some good news for you. So here you mean specific information, you just hasn't clarified it yet. But it wouldn't be like some random information. You already have something on your mind, yeah? So it's some good news for you, okay? So again, we use some with both countable and uncountable nouns in affirmative sentences, у стверджувальних реченнях, and we use some in polite questions, offers, and requests. Would you like some coffee? Even though it's a question, we use some and not any because it's like an offer. Or can you give me some milk? Question or request, but it's polite version, so we use some. All right. There are some rooms with a sea view. Positive sentence or affirmative, стверджувальне. Can I get you some towels? A polite question. Would you like some tea? An offer. So here, even though you can see a question mark, you still use some. But we use any with countable and uncountable nouns in negative sentences, I don't have any questions to you. And in questions, except for those polite questions, offers, and requests, окрім this category, right? For example, there aren't any lifeguards on this beach. Is there any suntan lotion in your bag? Use any computer in this room. They all work. So sometimes any can be used in positive sentences in the context that whatever you choose, all of them are fine. Now, sometimes we need to say no for a negative sentence, but grammatically it is still kind of affirmative, стверджувальне, but you use no to make it negative. And you can use plenty of безліч with both countable and uncountable nouns. So let's have a look at the sentences and decide whether you should use no or plenty of. So you have idea where we're going, do you? You have no idea. Ти не маєш жодного уявлення. Okay, right. Number 2. There are plane tickets left. There are plenty of plane tickets left. Безліч. Okay. Number 3. We have plenty of time before the train leaves. Let's have lunch. Why not? We have that time. Number 4. There's time to waste. Let's go. There is no time to waste. Okay. And number 5. There are seat belts in this car. Where should I sit? There are no seat belts, паски безпеки, in this car. Where should I sit? Okay. So, if there are no seat belts, немає пасків безпеки, you'd rather choose some other transport. Okay, now let's check ourselves and try answering these questions. So, number 1, A, B, C, D, your options. Clara's new apartment has got a lovely view on C, the Pacific Ocean. Completely right. Number 2, our journey across Kalahari Desert was an unforgettable experience. And it's letter D, the Kalahari Desert. Number 3, Dave and I are spending 4 days near Lake Como for our wedding anniversary. And A is right, no article, near Lake Como. Number 4, Mark has been working as chef for 6 years. Guys, mention what number of the sentence you're writing about, because if you send the letter only, I cannot understand what is what. Okay, number 4. So, he has been working as a chef, article before professions, and he learned a lot from the head chef because that is a specific person. Number 5. That's a fantastic swimsuit. Yes, I paid. Number 5. No article. No? Letter A, 100 pounds for it. Why A? Even though we have pounds, we say 100 because it's a synonym to 100. So sometimes not to say 1,000, 100, 1 million, you can say 100, 1,000, 1 million, and that would be correct. Number 6, this charity raises money for poor in Africa. Number 6. Think better. Number 6. For the poor in Africa. So poor, бідні. It's an adjective, прикметник. But if we use articles there before an adjective, we mean all people together as a group. So here, the before an adjective to mark all the group of something or someone. Okay, nice. So now let's keep practicing some, any, no, or none. Again, your ideas. I don't think there's pizza left. I don't think there's any pizza left. So you have a negative sentence, then any is a good option. Number 2, they have 4 daughters, but of them lives nearby. We have but, contrasting idea, so choose the best option. But none of them, жодна з них не живе поруч. By the way, pay attention. If you have a negative quantifier, you don't need negative particle not afterwards. None of them lives, and not none of them don't or doesn't live, right? And one more thing, if you say none of them, you mean it like one. Жодна з них не живе. We don't say жодна з них не живуть, right? So it would be lives. Number 3, Jack phoned Julia at home, but there was no answer. Again, not there wasn't no answer, but was and then no answer. Never use double negation in your sentences. Не використовуємо подвійне заперечення. If it's positive was, then no. If it wasn't, then any. Number 4. If there are phone calls from the office, let me know. So, any. You don't know if they were there, so you say, if there are any. Just remember, being not sure, if you have any questions, ask me. It's an offer, yeah? Or request, if there are any phone calls, yeah, let me know. And number 5, there are seldom good documentaries on the TV. Seldom any. All right. So now let's look here. What do you think about sentence number 1? The 2 cousins are fond of each other or every other. Seldom, рідко. Yeah, so each other. Один з одним or одна з одною. Right. Okay, number 2. We drive to the countryside almost all weekend or every weekend. Almost every weekend. Right. And number 3. We've been visiting relatives all day or each day. All day, весь день. So let's have a look. We use each with singular countable nouns. Злічувані іменники в однині. For example, each bus ticket, and they mean each from a big number, costs $30. Then we use it in the expression each other, один одного. Then we can use each as a pronoun, займенник. For example, each of us, кожний з нас, right? And we can use each as an adverb, прислівник. I booked 3 cabins and they cost $200 each. За кожну. Then, when it comes to every, we use it with singular countable nouns. But usually when we mark 3 or more things or people. So we know each other. Ми знаємо один одного, meaning you know me, I know you. But every person here knows the rest. Кожна людина, meaning we have more than 2. I asked every passenger, so not 2 of them, but every, yeah? We can use every with words like almost, nearly, and practically. Almost every person likes Christmas. And when it comes to all, we use them with plural countable nouns, множині, and with uncountable nouns. All guests, усі гості, but every guest, кожен гість. See the difference? Yeah? And also we use all with days, all day, all week, all months, meaning during all the time which is there. Now let's decide if it's each or every. Number 1, John has to go to Italy. Number 1, every 10 weeks or so. Кожні 10 тижнів. Okay, number 2. Team can have 6 players on the ice during a hockey game. Each team, because how many teams are there when we play hockey or football? Only 2. So кожна з двох would be each. Кожна з багатьох would be every. Okay, number 3. Each of the phones was slightly different. So when we have this of, it's about each. Кожен з. Number 4. I understand most of what she says, but not every word. Because there were many words. Number 5. Number 5. Nearly every person has something. Okay, secret he likes to eat. Nearly every person. With nearly, we use every. Number 6. The 6 boys each. Exactly. So here we can use it even after the noun. The 6 boys each, кожен з 6 хлопців, received a new iPod. Okay. Good job there. Let's keep moving. So, what about these things? Both, either, neither. Let's have a choose. Let's make a choice. Okay, both, either, neither hotels are along the coast. Both. And it means 2 of them. Обидва готелі. Yeah, exactly. What about sentence number 2? Both, either, neither. Restaurant is nice. Let's choose the one closer to the seafront. Either or can be neither. By the way, pay attention. You can pronounce them rather either, neither, or you may say neither, and that is also right. So, either restaurant is nice. What's the difference? Both hotels, but either restaurant. Did you notice the rule? And number 3, neither of these locals know where the bus stop is. So we use either with singular в однині countable nouns to mean one or other of two people or things. So if we choose in between two and we use them as singular, then we use either. Okay, and also we can use it as a pronoun either of the chairs. Будь-який зі стільців. We use neither or neither with singular, again, countable nouns. Again, to mean that none of two works for us. Жоден з нам не підходить. And we can also use it with article the with plural forms. For example, neither art gallery, жодна з, or neither of the art galleries, жодна з art gallery was interesting for me. And we use both with plural множині. So again, either, neither for singular mostly, or neither, either of the, then plural, but both is used only for plural forms. Okay, let's keep moving. So your task to decide. Even though Helen and Wendy were born in Madrid, all of them speak Spanish. So even though both Helen and Wendy were born in Madrid, neither of them, we have two, so we say neither, жодна з них, speaks Spanish. Okay, number 2. I have 3 daughters, but none of them. So you see, neither when we choose out of 2, none if we have more things to choose from. Number 3, Andrew plays football every Saturday evening, correct? Number 4, in a volleyball game, each team, because only 2 teams, has 6 players. Completely right. Number 5. All 6 men are hard workers. Усі 6, right? Because we have more than 2. Number 6. His brother and his sister will be there. Both, обоє. There was room in the car for anyone else. So what's 7? There was no room. And sorry for the spoiler, but let's have a look at the answer. He hasn't got either a computer or a scanner. Ні комп'ютера, ні сканера. Number 9. She asked me for some food, but there was in the house. Number 9. She asked me for some food, but there was none, жодної, in the house. Neither, it's жоден з. For example, neither sausage nor cheese would work for me. I want something like borscht right now, but none, жодної at all. Number 10. My father was very rich nor very poor. It's neither. Just remember that neither and nor can stand together, meaning ні те, ні інше. He was neither big nor small, ні великий, ні малий. It was neither good nor bad. Воно було ні поганим, ні хорошим. So that is neither. Right. Okay, let's have a choice here. Number 1. There is furniture in this hotel room. I can't move around. Too much. We can count pieces of furniture like a table, a sofa, a chair, but we cannot count furniture. So that's why it's too much. All right, number 2. Please make sure to take water with you on the excursion. Number 2 is C, plenty of water. Yes, so you need a lot of it. Number 3, we had been in the restaurant for an hour, but all the waitresses came to take our order. But neither, жодна з. How many were there? I guess 2, neither of. By the way, if we use neither of, that can be more than 2. Жоден з, neither of, then it can be any number. Number 4, there aren't activities to choose from at the resort. There aren't many, letter C, activities. As you see, it's already plural. If it is plural, якщо ми можемо утворити множину, то воно точно злічуване. Because only countable nouns can have singular and plural form. Uncountables, they just exist. No singular, no plural, or something in between, right? But with singular, you can, with countable, зі злічуваними, we can have a plural form. That's why it's many. Number 5, almost guest in this hotel is from Germany. Almost every, майже кожен, right. And number 6, is it true that there are dolphins in the Mediterranean? Lots of. Безліч. Yes, completely right. Okay, so then, just one more question to you. Jane is here. Where are the others? What do you think? C, others. Where are the others? So sometimes if we don't want to add the noun, like where are the other people or guests, we just add S ending to our word and it works. Let's have a look here. I want to talk to others doctors. Does it look right to you? I want to talk to others doctors. What do you think? No, it's not correct. To other doctors or just to others. We cannot use a noun after other with S. What about number 2? I don't want to use these glasses. Aren't there any others? Glasses. So other or others. Guys, it is correct. because glasses is a plural word, and that's why we say others. So, another and other are used to mark something like in Ukrainian інше or інший, but there is a slight difference. Another, it's kind of other with article N. So it's always one and only one thing or person. It's always singular. I need another book, like one other book, right? But you can use other with plural forms. I need other books, інші книги. Okay, so when you say another as a pronoun, we can use it without s and without a noun after. For example, I don't need this book, I need another. But others is an equivalent to other if you don't need a noun afterwards. So I need other books or I need others. All right. So here, let's have a look at other rules. Normally, we use other plus plural noun, but others is a pronoun, so we don't need a noun afterwards. The other and the others. Here, we use them as pronouns, but if we specify that not any other works for us, but only that specific, or only if we choose out of two. For example, I have two brothers. One is here next to me, the other is playing football right now. So, той інший, because I have only two brothers, and it's obvious which one would be the other, right? The others is just the same, but if you don't use the word brother afterwards. All right. So now let's practice again a little bit and you choose what is right. Number one, would you like a cup of coffee, Steve? So your ideas. Another, like one more, but it's a random cup of coffee, not specific. There were 3 lighters on the table. One is here. Where are? So you know the number which was there originally. 3 of them. One is here. Where are? The others, yes, ті два інші, but we know exactly what lighters we're talking about. Number 3, some people may like my ideas, while some may dislike them. While others, meaning other people, any random people. That's why just others. Number 4. One phone call was from Spain and was from Holland. There were 2 phone calls, obviously. One was from Spain and the other, because you know which one, was from Holland, right? Number 5. Helen and Peter and 3 children were there. Three other children, just some children we don't know who they were. And number 6, the hospital was on side of the street. On the other, because how many sides does a street have? Only 2 of them, yeah? There is one side and the other side. I think that is logical. Okay, so it's almost time for me to let you go. And before I leave you, I have just some final tips for you. So you know that there is not much time left before your exam, but first of all, keep calm. You will do that. I believe in all of you, especially when you worked here and looking at your comments. I should say that you have your knowledge and it is good. So then, it's really nice to do some real tests right now. So please set a timer and try to do all reading and all use of English tasks from any ZNO or NMT examples that are present online. And please check your pace. I mean, перевірте вашу швидкість. So you need to know that, for example, for the first reading task, I usually spend 20 minutes. For the second reading task, I usually spend 15 minutes. And that's how you will know how much time you need. And if you have to hurry up with some tasks during your exam. So know your speed. That's a very important tip. Second of all, focus on what you need. While doing those tests, you may notice that like, oh, I still have some troubles with reading. Or for example, I'm still not pretty confident in, I don't know, irregular verbs or maybe passive voice. So dedicate some time to that specific skill or that specific topic and try to work with it one more time or maybe more times than that. Third tip, train your own strategies. You know that here in our webinars, I gave you the strategies to all the types of the tasks that will be present at your exam. But maybe something works better for you. So try to make this routine. Again, you cannot create it not doing the tests. So my tip, try to do as many tests as possible. And if you struggle doing some part of it, think, how can you do it better? Or maybe even try to find the answer in our previous webinars. I think you may rewatch some of them if you find them useful. And number 4, practice doing the tests again and again. So all the time that is left, if you have any, and I believe you have some, please do the tests of all the previous years. Focus on reading and use of English most of all. Again, figuring out what you still don't know, what you still need to catch up with, and dedicate some time to that grammar or that vocabulary or that speaking topic to practice it one more time. And of course, have a good rest before the exam. That's probably the most important tip, and I will even repeat it in Ukrainian. Просто запам'ятайте, що навіть якщо ви вірите, що ви зможете ще 3 теми довчити в останню ніч, краще ви просто гарно виспитеся, і у вас буде набагато більше шансів здати все інше на відмінно, тому що ви як мінімум пам'ятатимете, не панікуватимете, матимете кращу увагу, і це значно повисить ваші шанси на складання іспиту. Тому ще раз, основна порада. Останній вечір намагайтеся, спробуйте, постарайтеся розслабитися, відпочити і просто прийти на іспит зі спокійними, врівноваженими нервами, з посмішкою, і тоді, правда, буде набагато вищий шанс все скласти. So people, I should thank all of you for staying with me for almost half a year, 17 weeks. That's incredibly much time. And for your amazing work during all our webinars. For those who are not here with me today, but worked actively throughout all our sessions, again, thank you people. You were amazing. Good luck to all of you in your exam, and I believe you can do it. So thank you for being here, for working actively, and I wish you luck. You can do it. Goodbye.